finish the sentence. I want you guys to fill in the blank for these different sentences, obviously related to the NFL. First one, love that. First one, the most disappointing team through 9 weeks is who?
I have the Dallas Cowboys right now. I get it, they're a little injured, but you go out there, you signed Dak Prescott, what was it, a day or two before the season started? Highest paid quarterback of all time.
Yeah.
You have your receiver locked up. You have one of the, I know Parsons been injured, but you have one of the best edge rushers on the planet. Trayvon Diggs is back. Bland coming off leading or having the most pick sixes in NFL history. This team is supposed to be not this bad right now, but it is.
I honestly had the Cleveland Browns, and I think this is because of mainly because of one guy and one guy only. It's Deshaun Watson. This guy was supposed to turn around this team when they traded and signed that big contract
The opposite.
a couple years ago. Did the exact opposite. If anything, it just made their offense 10 million times worse.
Yeah,
and it sucks because they still have a good defense. Like their defense is not by any means bad, and I just think that like the Browns are just giving up. Jameis Winston's in there now. Deshaun Watson's obviously out for the year. So, yeah, I think the Browns are.
When Watson was playing, they didn't score over 20 points in the game.
They're not
horrible.
good.
Yeah, I have the Carolina Panthers. I mean, they haven't been good for the last couple of years, and this is showing this year. And, I mean, they got Bryce Young, and this is supposed to be, a franchise quarterback, and he's not even producing.
Nope.
So, I mean, they're 2-7 right now, barely winning their second game yesterday against the Saints. But then, like we said, the Saints are also tumbling. So, and then the other one was against the Raiders, and the Raiders aren't also looking that hot either. So, like, can you really count it? And their schedule's getting harder, so I don't see them winning. I don't see them producing at all.
Yeah, the Panthers, they got to stick with Bryce Young, though. But
I think Bryce Young looked pretty all right yesterday. I don't know if you guys were watching the game.
Hopefully.
Made some good throws.
My most disappointing NFL team, I mean, I'm wearing them. You're supposed to come into the season, Rodgers coming back, on paper, top. Is it crazy for me to say top 3 roster on paper in the entire NFL?
I definitely
would say
top 5
so.
defense. I
would say defense.
I mean, look at the weapons, and they also bought in Devontae Adams. Obviously, they won this week, but even with Adams, that offense didn't look any good. Sitting at 3-6, season's not over, but it's not looking great. It's got to be. I think it's the New York Jets.
Rodgers may be 40, but I mean, I wouldn't count him out.
No, me neither. The arm still looks good. It's just if they can keep him upright. And
exactly.
I mean, they were able to last game.
O-line's been a little shaky.
Yeah, definitely shaky. First quarterback off the board in this upcoming draft, the 2025 NFL draft, will be. This is a good question.
I have Cam Ward. He's having a heck of a season. Before the season, I would have said Quinn Ewers, but I think the injury and kind of Arch Manning coming in, balling for a little while, might have. I have Cam Ward. He's having a great season. He's a great dual threat. But I do not. They have him going to the Panthers in some. I do not see the Panthers drafting a quarterback.
That's hard. I could see the Panthers. I have it pulled up here. They have Travis Hunter, I would say, going to the Panthers. But quarterback-wise, it was either Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward. I think Cam Ward's just more consistent than Shedeur is. I mean, obviously, he's been obviously another solid dual-threat quarterback, like you mentioned. That's kind of how like the league, like you're going to want a quarterback that can run in this day and age, especially with how high-flying defenses are. So, but yeah, I also would say Cam Ward. I think he's just obviously the most obvious pick over Shedeur.
Yeah, I have Cam Ward too. Right now he's doing great for Miami. Right now he leads the NCAA in his QBR. And I think he's doing pretty good, throwing over 3,000 yards in his last 3 seasons. And like you said, he's reliable and he's consistent. So I think that's like a team, I don't know about like the Carolina Panthers like you said, but definitely one of those teams with a higher draft pick who when looking for a QB. He's the man to go to.
I'd probably also say Ward, but to be different, I'm going to say Penn State wins out. They lose the national championship, and people fall in love with Drew Aller and his stature and everything about that. So I'm going to go to Drew Aller.
All right.
The last one, we're going to speed this up a little bit. Just give me the player. Just give me the player on this one. NFL's Defensive Player of the Year will be?
Going Trey Hendrickson. I have to give some Bengals love.
It'll be Dexter Lawrence. 9 sacks.
That's a great one.
I have TJ Watt.
TJ Watt. Okay, that's an interesting.
Who knows?
Bad team.
Who
knows?
He always gets snubbed.
I'm gonna say, I don't know. TJ Watt. I feel like.
He deserves it.
Yeah, he honestly does.
He does every year. It'll never happen.
All right.